If you're in your 20s and you spend all your time chasing women, you're wasting the most important decade in your lifetime. While you're out here looking for women, while you're out here chasing women, there's people that are building, that are establishing, that are creating connections, creating wealth, building their body, building their mind, building business relationships, and ultimately just building themselves. And they're going to thank themselves 10 years later in their 30s. While you're trying to play catch up and you keep playing catch up, because you're going to be playing catch up in your 30s if you don't lock down and get on the grind, if you don't start working and stop chasing, start producing and stop chasing. There's always going to be women there, but they're going to gravitate towards the men who have their goals together, who have their things together, who have stable income, who have the nice bodies, who have the nice careers, who put in the work 5 to 10 years earlier before they hit 30, and now they're reaping and benefiting from what they sowed. Do you want to be in that category? Or do you want to be in the category of playing catch up? Where you're partying, where you're chasing women, where you're steadily inboxing women, looking for women, instead of looking for yourself, instead of looking for your greatness, instead of looking for your purpose, instead of being driven and being that man that you're supposed to be. Not the man that society wants you to be, but the man that you're supposed to be. Women are always going to be there. Man, your 20s are your foundation. I'm 26. I turned 27 later this year, and what I can say in my experience so far in my 20s is every time I chase women, because I'm not perfect, I've had my fair share of times chasing women and going after women, but every time I do that, it never works out for some weird reason. Whenever I chase women, whenever I DM them, whenever I approach them, whatever the case may be, lust over them, whatever you want to put it, however you want to put it, it doesn't work. I strike out. I'm not successful. But what I do notice is whenever I put myself first, whenever I just go to the gym, whenever I just focus on my money, my career, myself, and being a better me, the women just come. I don't have to do a thing. They're just there. They just naturally flock like bees to honey. They just naturally flock every time I just put myself first. So remember that. They're always going to be there, and they're going to flock to you even if you don't have money, even if you don't have your body together. But you have to be putting in the work to build that foundation in your 20s, and then they will notice that. They will see that, and you'll find some women who are on the same wavelength as you, that they're trying to get their life together. They're looking for a man that's getting his life together, that's building himself for the future. And just like that, they flock to you, and you'll get what you desire without having to chase it or sacrifice your greatness or your productivity to go try to get a woman. Chasing women is a distraction. When we chase women, we forget about our common goals. We forget about saving money. We forget about not drinking alcohol. We forget about not clubbing, not partying. We forget about self-isolation. We forget about everything that we told ourselves that we want to do to become a better man, a better us, to prosper and move forward each and every month, each and every year. You should set goals for yourself, but chasing women distracts you from those goals. If your goal is to save money, chasing women is not going to help you do that. Every time you deal with a woman, you're going to have to spend money. You're going to have to take her out. You're going to have to pay for stuff. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing, but isn't that something you would rather do once you have your money together, once you have your foundation built, so you don't have to worry about where's this money going to come from? I don't really have this money, but I need to spend it to try to impress her. I need to take her out. I need to buy her stuff. Wouldn't you rather let that, put that on the back burner and focus on building, and not that being a distraction to your wealth and your greatness or becoming great as a man. And in my last video, I talked about how, not everybody in the world, especially men, are built to be great. They can't be great. Not everybody can be great, but the ones that are great, that's not something that just happens overnight. That's something that is built, and that is something that is earned. When you look at a highly successful man, a highly valued man, whether they have a woman or they don't have a woman, they're married, not married, whatever the case may be, if they're valuable and they're high and they have a high value, that's something that they earn. That's something that they work for. As men, we don't get handouts. We have to earn everything that we get in life. Physically, mentally, and financially. We have to earn it. And that is what puts us above the rest. When we can access that untapped potential to become great, that the average person who may have the same potential as us, but they don't know how to access it. They don't know how to tap into that and unlock that new form. They don't know how to be great. They don't know the steps to be great. They don't know the tools to be great. They don't have the discipline to be great. But this is all worth it when you build yourself into a high value man. When you create that, then guess what? Man, you think women are going to flock to you? Man, it's going to be even crazier. They going to see you and you really not going to have to do nothing. Your presence alone is going to get the women. You walking into the room is going to get the women. You getting out of your car is going to get the women. They're going to see how you look. They're going to see how you dress. They're going to see how you carry yourself as a man. And I'm not talking designer. I'm not talking fancy cars. I'm just talking internally. When you create high value and you hold yourself to a different standard, that illuminates, that shows to everyone. You don't have to show them. Your inside will show itself naturally, and it will do all the talking for you. You won't have to chase. You won't need to do nothing but just be you. And all you need to be is a better you, a disciplined you, a greater you. One that's not chasing women, one that's not chasing lust, one that's not chasing drugs, one that's not chasing partying, but one that is chasing excellence and greatness. One that is chasing perfection, or as close to perfection as you can get. One that is chasing to become 1% better every day and learn from his mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but the difference between two people who make a mistake is one person is going to evaluate that mistake so they don't do it over and over again, and the other person is not going to realize they are making a mistake, and they're going to constantly keep tripping over that same mistake over and over and over. So, food for thought right here. When you're thinking about chasing women, when you see that, that woman on social media, or you see the woman in real life, we have a tendency as men to sexualize women, which is why we chase them, because we're thinking with the wrong head. You got to stop sexualizing women, over sexualizing them. Understand that they're humans and they're people. If you are going to talk to women, it shouldn't be to chase. It should be to build. When I say build, you never know when you need people. So if you see a woman, and you should want to get to know her, you should want to get to know what she does in life, what she brings to the table that could potentially help you in your career, that could help you in your life, in the gym, whatever it may be. The sexual stuff is always going to be there. That's with any woman. But how often is there a woman that can actually provide and add value to what you're trying to build instead of taking it away? How often are you going to find a woman that's going to help you meal prep if you're in the gym? That's going to help you wake up at a certain time. That's going to help you get proper rest. It's going to help you with recovery from the gym. That's going to help you do spreadsheets. It's going to help you with your business. Help you create money instead of subtracting money. That is the mindset and the mentality we should have when we're looking at women and interested in women. Not the mindset of, oh, she looks so good, I want to get her in my bed. But the mindset of, okay, that's a good looking woman. Let me talk to her, see if I can get to know her and see what she's about. See if she can bring some value to my life. And once you figure that out, then you go from there. So just remember, chasing women is not needed in your 20s. Build and learn and earn. The women will come. It's your boy J3, and I'm out.